What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hopefully, you guys are ready for this crazy upcoming week because last week we actually closed at the low, after the bad CPI earning. But this week we're gonna have even more economic data to digest, and I think the momentum to the downside will continue, and possibly, most likely, we're gonna hit new low. Okay, but just to get into the economic data. Okay, so I mean the next main event for next week is going to be the Fed interest rate on Wednesday. All right, but on Monday, for some reason, we have Fed Bernard is speaking. Usually they have the silent week before the Fed meeting, but I'm not sure why we had Fed Bernard speaking. So is this the phenomena or one-off? I'm not sure what's going on. But since Monday there isn't anything significant, I think the momentum to the downside will continue. Okay, and then next day on Tuesday we have the PPI, which I assume is gonna be bad also. So probably people are gonna price that in, so that's why I sell off on Monday probably most likely. Okay, and then Tuesday we will see how the PPI gonna be doing. Most likely it's gonna be bad because the CPI was bad, right? 40-year high, 8.6. And then on Wednesday, before the main event, we do have retail sale, which I believe is important too, because at this point, if retail sale going out bad, that means the consumer is having problem. At this point, I believe they are, because I talked to some of the people I know that have like small businesses, and they say supply has been double in price, but yet they cannot like raise the service price to double. And then also they have workers that also wanted a raise in their pay also, so they got stuck right now. At this point they couldn't pass through the inflation price to the customer, so that is a problem at this point. So I mean, retail sale, what I think this is probably going to be bad, but we'll see how it is. All right, and then on Wednesday the main event. At this point right now, since the CPI came out like at 8.6 last Friday, so at this point right now, Jerome Powell has to come out. I'm not sure what he's gonna say. Is he gonna do like a 0.5 as expected, or he gonna go above and beyond and go with 0.75 or even 1%? So that the rumor at this point right now, there's some people say that he might even go for 1 point. I'm not sure if he gonna go, Paul Volcker on the market, but we will see. But I mean, if he does, I think we're gonna hit like new low that day. Okay, but we will see. And then on Thursday we have, it's not important how start unless you pay attention to those. Okay, and building permit. And then on Friday, Jerome Powell came out and speak again. So I'm not sure why they set it up like this. Maybe on Friday, if the Thursday is bad, Wednesday is bad, he might come out and save the market. We'll see what happens. But the following week also the following week, nothing much is on the calendar. So the momentum might continue through the following week. So we will see. So for now, that is the economic calendar for this coming week. Okay, on the earning front, there isn't much at all. There's really no mover. On Monday after hour, we have Oracle. We're going to go over that in the technical part section. Okay, and then on Tuesday through Wednesday, nothing much. So we're going to base on the economic data. And then on Thursday we have Kroger and JBL. We're going to go over that. And then Adobe on Thursday afternoon, and Friday nothing important. All right, so that is the earning calendar for you. The uncertainty at this point, I don't want to go over it anymore because I think it's a little bit redundant. So anything in blue is the new stuff, and you could pause the video and read it. So so it right here, that what you see. Okay, right here, right. I think this is a new thing here. Bankruptcy, Revlon, the makeup thing. They're having a problem. All right, so basically right now that's it for that, and let's go straight to the technical section of the video. Okay, so SPY here. Okay, so on Friday we close at the low. Okay, so that bad usually, so most likely it's going to continue. Right now, I mean, I'm doing this video kind of late, so pre-market we already down like quite big at this point. And most likely, we're gonna break. We might pull down right here until Wednesday to this low, and then see what the Fed gonna be doing, and then we're gonna make a lower low. At this point, I don't think we're gonna make back up. So this is probably high, and this is gonna be the resistance now for if we do have some good news and we do move back up, I think this is going to be the high at this point, 407. Okay, and how low can this go, right? That's going to be the question right now at this point. I see at this point the next level right now, maybe 360. All right, and then look at this, right? If you do the measure move, okay, so 460, right, down to 380, that's 80 point, right? And then you come up to 420 to 80, so that around 340, is it? Oh man, my math sucks. 8, 12, 4, yeah, 4. So 340 possibly, right? So maybe just go to the weekly chart. You're probably going to see it better. Okay, so at this point right now, if you do the Fibonacci, I have a Fibonacci draw. We at the 38 level, right? From the 2020 COVID low all the way up. Right now, we at a 38% level, right? So at this point, if you do the, yeah, so it's going to be the next level is probably around 350. You know, if you do the conversion and pull down, it's going to pull down right around here. Okay, between, I think the 200-day moving average is around 350. So that's where the next level. And if you do that, you know, calculation wise, the measure move down, that mostly going to be right there. And then I think, and we will hit the top of the 2020 pre-COVID high here. So most likely, I think that's where we're going to go, because as the Fed going to start increase interest rate and the inflation is not under control, that's going to bring this whole market down, because reevaluation and all that stuff. And then also on the volume front, it wasn't a lot, right? But the thing is, on Friday the volume did come up, right? Because this whole week, this whole consolidation here, the volume was timid. But on Friday, we did have a selling, especially with the volume here. So it's significant, all right? Just so you know. Weekly, let's go to monthly. I don't think there's anything specific on the monthly. All right, if you do the monthly right now, right? Most likely, that's going to be the target. Around 340, you know, that's the top of the COVID before we break down on the COVID, okay? So that's what you could see, right? So we are high up. And look at this trend line up here. We haven't broken it yet. You know, the main, we still are on the uptrend right now. Look at that. If it, on the monthly. So if we could even pull all the way down to 280, and we still on an uptrend, just so you know. So basically right now, we are quite up top right now. So I don't think the low is anywhere in. So just so you know, okay? So that's the SPY for you. All right, and let's go to the next one. The QQQ did come down a little bit. I mean, they're very similar. Look at the volume here, you know. So it did come down significantly. The only difference is that I think is at the 50% Fibonacci retracement from the 2020 COVID low here. So at this point right now, I mean, if anything, I think it might go all the way based on the measure move. You do that, right? This is on the weekly chart, okay? Just so you know. So yeah, I think COVID high. Before the breakdown, 238, most likely we're gonna hit there. So that's what I'm seeing. But the first probably gonna be around the 260, the 200-day moving average, and we also have this level of 61% retracement of the Fibonacci. So that's going to be the first level. But I believe if this continue, you know, all this bad news come out, I think bad news gonna start to come out now with the consumer and then with all the retail store and stuff. I think it's gonna hit, because at this moment, I went down to Chinatown on Friday night. It was empty. At 11 o'clock, you know, I was surprised, because I feel like, damn, I went back in time and going to the COVID lockdown again. Chinatown was empty at 11 at night, and usually it's busy. That's one thing. And then the place that I go to right now for coffee, and the restaurant next to it usually is packed. Now it lost like basically half of the people that come in there since Labor Day. So right now, it's not a trend yet. I want to see maybe another 2 weeks and see if that is a problem. And we're going to see, because right now, I see it is hitting the customer, especially when gas price come up like that. Dude, people don't want to drive anymore because it's too expensive. All right, so that the QQQ for you. All right, so the monthly chart right here, we still in a good uptrend. Okay, just so you know, we could pull all the way down here and we're still good. All right, And let's go to the Dow Jones. Dow Jones a little bit stronger, I believe. That's a monthly chart for the Dow Jones. But they all look very similar at this point. Okay, consolidate and then break down. Volume is a little bit low. Okay, but where we go next? I mean, there's a certain level right here. I don't think it's going to be as significant. But at this point right now, I think it's a stronger. It has not even reached the 38% retracement yet. So most likely that's where it's going to be headed. And that is the top of the COVID high before the breakdown. All right, so just so you know, Dow Jones is still very strong. All right, next we have is the IWM here. It was leading before, right? But then it started to break down too. It couldn't pass this level. This resistance was strong, and then it's moved up. At this point, it did put in a high low, right? So it was leading before the move up here, and the signal that, and now it's breakdown as usual right now. I think it's already broke down this. Okay, let's hold this trend line, but we will see. Most likely, this is a small cap, is gonna move down continuously, and plus it has this gap to fill. Okay, even though it reached the COVID high, but there is a gap right here that need to fill. So most likely that's where the target is going to be, the lower low. At least it's going to hit 166. All right, just so you know. And this is a weekly here. It already reached a 50% level where the COVID high, and then this is a gap even on the weekly chart, right? So 166 is the target, and then I guess it's going to go to the, if you do the 61 retracement Fibonacci, that's going to be around 152. All right, just so you know. So that's where most likely I think we're going to be headed toward to the next quarter, because we having earning next month. So I think these earnings going to be bad. They're going to have to revise down, and that another leg down right now. So that is the IWM. All right. Dow Jones right here, this is what is important. If you pay attention to Dow Jones, this was a leading indicator where is the breakdown, because we break down on Thursday, right? But the Dow Jones Transportation, it actually broke down on Wednesday. It was signaling the breakdown. It couldn't even make the high here, so it broke down, and then it's signaling, and then the volume was decently high, or decent coming up. So that where it was. But at this point right now, I mean, it had already confirmed the breakdown here. So at this point, I mean, we probably have to hit around 120, and then we have this support level at 11,600 something. But whatever. But at this point, I mean, as gas price go up and diesel price is is up, this transportation gonna get hit either way. I mean, and then with the customer, I'm not sure how much more people have money left to spend right now. Middle class is hurting right now, not only the lower class. Okay, so I mean, everything is tight, especially like I said, the place that I go to, the coffee shop and the store next door, the restaurant, those are more like hit, like they catering to the middle class people, and they lost, I could say, half of the business. And the manager keep walking around, and the parking lot is half empty. So that's the thing, like, people are not driving to the place, and they don't have this money, they want to spend the extra money to eat, and then have to spend on dessert, go to coffee, cake and stuff afterwards. So right now they are cutting back. People are cutting back at this point. I could tell you that. So this is the weekly Dow Jones Transportation. Okay, you could see that. All right, most likely, I mean, we might go back all the way down here. But right now, just so you know, we're leading beforehand. All right, and the TLT here, I think this is gonna make a new low, because as the Fed gonna raise interest rate, TLT gonna make a new low, unless they overdone, and then people get scared, and of the recession, they might go and buy in for safety. But at this point, it looked like it's gonna make a new low, because right here, like I said, as you make down the channel, once you break, like after 3 times, you go parabolic. All right, so at this point right now, it's kind of consolidate, and it never actually break above this level, and now it's come back down. So most likely going to make a lower low. All right, just like the market. And you could take a look at this, and then the next level right now is at 112. Okay, so that's where it is, and if it's breakthrough, I don't know how much, but it is quite extended to the downside. Or if you do the measure move here, I think it's already meet the projection level. But we will see how much. Sometime it just have to push. And look at the volume, right? The volume down here is still like the lower low with higher volume. Most likely it's going to continue. but how much down more, we don't know. But I think it's somewhat extended at this point, just so you know. All right, so this is a monthly chart. All right, worst case we go down to 101 here. All right, so just you know, we broke this line. You draw a trend line here, right? It just broke already. All right, so that's a TLT. And this is Jongbon. Jongbon was weird. They were signaling before you know, the move up of the market like 2 weeks ago. You know, Jongbon break out for some weird reason I don't understand, because I guess they're not gonna stop well, basically the rumor came out, you know, Fed Powell not gonna increase rate in September, and this shit just rammed up. But now it did the opposite. It made a new low here. So basically, this also leading indicator, you know, Dow Jones Transportation and then Jongbon. So that already signal make a low already, just so you know. So that's something to look at. All right, and then we have the dollar. If you watch my previous video, I told you the dollar not gonna break down. It's gonna continue to move up, because look at the volume that come in right here, very high volume, and now, you know, it did not break the downtrend, the uptrend line, and now it's curved up. Most likely it's gonna go up higher. And you know, to be honest, I think if we're gonna hit the all-time high, that means it's a signal for recession, because every time it hit before 2008 right here, it hit before the COVID, it hit all-time high. So most likely if this hit, that's the signal that we're gonna have a recession. It's gonna be imminent. Okay, so that's all you need to see. Okay, the volume kind of dying down a little bit here, but still I think it will hit all-time high. All right, so that's the dollar for you. And as the dollar move up, you know, stock gonna move down. Okay, especially the SPY. All right, gold here, I mean, is on life support right now, but I don't know whether it's not dead yet. The uptrend is still somewhat surviving, but I don't know. As dollar moving up and then the yield increase, I don't think it's too fair. It's not favorable for gold. Okay, I'm not gonna go silver shit right now. And then we have the oil. Oil most likely gonna make a new high, because look at this, right? All this volume coming in, and then now it's consolidated sideways with low volume, and it's about to pop here, make a high, which is bullish. Now it's gonna make, you know, new high here, and then this chart doesn't have, but most likely it's gonna reach 48 here. BNO. This is Brent, I think. All right, so just so you know, oil is going to continue to move up, but the volume is kind of down. We'll see the breakout here, how much volume going to come in, and we will see. But you can see here is in the trend line, the channel, right? And once it break above this channel, it might just go parabolic, because, you know, that's how it usually works. All right. And next we have is the VIX. The VIX, for some reason, I think is broken. It's not doing what it's supposed to be here. But we will watch it. But at this point right now, is kind of make a higher low right here, right? And the next case, I'm not sure what's going to cause a catalyst. It's going to ram up here, high. So, but this right now, I think it's kind of broken. And then we have Europe. Europe, I mean, I was surprising the move up with the stock market. It moved up like nearly the same. I was surprised that it broke out of this downtrend line. But I was like, you know, I have short on this shit, you know, so I was like, you know what, this is bullshit. But then, you know, everything break down, it's come back in. Yeah, but most likely I think it's gonna make new low. You know, look at it, that's gonna be the next level somewhere here. That's a weekly chart. So when it's break, and look at the volume, right, to the downside, high. Look how high this volume is to the downside. Right here is not significant. I guess this week is the crap. I'm sorry, I live in the ghetto, you know. Noise gonna be made. All right, so that's the Europe. All right, and next one we have is Microsoft, big tech here. At this point, I mean, we're gonna make a new low. All right, to be on a low. But let's just go out here. We are quite this uptrend. We're still on an uptrend, even though we pull back, right, all this time. And then look at this right here. I didn't do it. Look how high up we are. on the monthly chart here. So we are very high up, and at this point right now, I think it's gonna come around like, you know, 238 if we're gonna move down. Okay, so right now we have room to go. All right, to go down for Microsoft here, but you know, this I think is a good company, something to maybe buy. Google, I mean, it's in the channel down moving most likely. Oh, I didn't really do any work on this, huh? Interesting. Yeah, so right now, I mean, the next level, 1800, 1850. You know, that's the most likely where we're gonna go. It looked kind of bullish. It didn't really, you know, the breakdown here. It come down as significant as the SPYs and stuff. But at this point, there is a gap. There is an unfilled gap here. So most likely, I think that's where the first thing is going to be 1956. I think it's going to split soon too, right? So, but there is an open gap here. They need to fill. So that's going to be the first target for me. Okay, so just so you know, that's where most likely it's going to go. And look how extended that shit is. Just so you know. And the uptrend is still up, right? Look at the monthly chart since 2009. We could pull all the way down here to 1500. All right, and we're still on an uptrend. Just so you know. All right, next we have Apple here, the baby Apple. Apple right now in the short-term uptrend is already broken. So I think we might go all the way down, man. Like, I mean, significantly, if we price in the 2008, 2009, and if worst comes, you know, the worst case scenario, we might pull down all the way to 100. To be honest. See, and look at this, right? Short-term uptrend is broken. So right now, the next level is around 110. I see it, right? 110, because we do have this support line right here too. Short-term uptrend. Okay, so at 110. So next level, I think is around. First level is going to be 116, and then maybe 110 after that. We will see, and then worst case, we go down to 82. That's the COVID high here, all right? Just so you know, monthly chart still in the uptrend. Just so you know, all the way down to 81. Okay. All right. Nvidia is next. I didn't even look at this, huh? Okay. So right now I support right here. Worst case scenario, we could go down to $74, which I don't think gonna happen. Uptrend. If you draw this, I think uptrend line. I didn't do work on that. I'm sorry. I thought I did, but I didn't. Okay. So let's break down right now. This is a weekly. All right, I hold the support right now, and yeah, 1.6. Oh, okay, that's a significant pullback if it is moved down to 117. Right now, if anything, yeah, I mean 140 first, 140 level. If we do go down, possibly 140 is going to be a first support. All right, yeah, so 135, around 135, 140. Then next level is going to be 114, but we'll see how it's going to go here. But at this point, everything going to get hit, especially tech, you know. And this is a big cap tech. They haven't gone for this, so it's heavy, and you know that's where we go. Tesla, I think the top is already in. If you watched my previous video, I already show you right now. Where we go from here, I'm not sure here, but the first place is going to be, you know, the low, and then where we go after that most likely is going to be around 550. All right, and then, you know, take a look at the weekly, right? We are broke below this uptrend line right here, short-term uptrend line, so that's very broken. So I think it's going to continue down. 400 possible here, possible 400 to be on the weekly. And look at the monthly, right? If you look at this, right, volume come in, new high, very low volume, and this new high here has no volume to support it. So, you know, the distribution at this point, now that's it. It's over for Tesla. Don't hate me. I'm just telling you what the chart is. You know, that's all. But, you know, I think it's done for now. And then we have the 1 to 3 split or whatever. I don't care. All right. And then Amazon at this point right now we have, you know, they run pre-split. They come in and put this freaking wedge right here. It's usually a hangman, but this one is a lower, longer wedge, and then we just pull all the way back. So at this point right now, I mean, man, it might have a long way to pull back, to be honest. Look at this, right? So right now we're supporting at 103. So next level, if anything, I would say 90, and then 81 possibly. I mean, at this point right now, I mean, to be honest, as a consumer, it's tight on the money is a problem. And then look at the long-term trend line here. It's broke. All right, so the trend line on the long-term run is broke. So this is dangerous, guys. So I mean, $80 is the first 85 right here. $80. I think possibly Amazon could hit toward the end of the year. $80. I'm serious. You know, I should buy option for this shit. Oh yeah, I should have bought option for this thing because it was the split. Oh man, all right. Yeah, just so you know, it doesn't look good for Amazon because it already broke the long-term trend line, like monthly long-term, big one. All right. Facebook at this point, I mean, it looked like it's gonna go down 140 possibly. That's a weekly. I didn't do anything on here, so yeah, so 140 most likely. I think it's gonna hit there. All right. Netflix. Simply make the story short. To be honest, I mean it's continue to break down here. The content, I'm not sure how much money gonna have, and then people they're gonna start cutting stuff. I mean, as to get tight. That's a weekly. I mean, the next level right now, the huge support, major support right now is 135. So next level, I see if we do go down. Look how much the volume have come down here. The volume to make this low is significant. And then when you buy back here, look at the volume, very small volume. So most likely this is a bear flag, okay? And I think it will go down to 135. Okay, by the end of the year, 135 is not out of the picture. And then look at this, right? This is a long-term trend since 2003. It has to hold, or else it's gonna be dangerous. 130, 150. So just so you know, right now, you know, we do the monthly chart. It has a clear picture for you. Right? It's in danger right now. All right. And the financial was first to move up, right? Now it's the first to move down, right? It's nearly make a new low here, so it's very weak. And like I say, if you watch my video, this most likely is signify a recession, because with high interest rates, financial should do well, but in a recession they are not. So at this point, I think this is the what is it, the elephant in the room, whatever. It's been signaling like leading in some way compared to other stuff. Healthcare, which interesting. I didn't know healthcare actually pulled back really roughly this week too. It make a kind of low already. So surprisingly, you know, I didn't expect that until I see it today. So right now, I mean, as healthcare go, that might be a problem, and it's at this level right here too. So if we break down short term, this short-term uptrend is done, and it looked like a freaking head and shoulder too, right? Left shoulder, right, the head, and then possibly right shoulder. I mean, I could imagine thing, but right now it will break this level right here. That means the consolidation period, the distribution is over, and it's going to move down, and it's, you know, break that level of the uptrend. That's going to be a problem, just so you know. All right, next one, I think this is significant here. As I think next week when Powell increase interest rate, utility should not be coming up here, but people pile in for safety. But it finally broke the short-term uptrend line here. So I think by next week when Powell increase interest rate, this shit gonna flush down, because everywhere like healthcare make a low, right? And financial make nearly making a low, and look at utility up here. It's not supposed to do this, okay? But because people are part of this for safety, I think right now that's the play. I already have, to be honest, I'm biased right now because I do have short position on utility, not this specific index, but on Pacific stock, okay? Just so you know. So take that as not a financial advice, but you know, whatever you want to do with it. That's just information I'm telling you right now. So that's a possibility, okay? And then energy, if you look at energy, right, it's grinding up slowly. Eventually, I think it's gonna go down, because the thing is, when it broke this level here, I don't like it, because the minute it broke this level, this become like a resistance, so it has to grind up. So it's not like, you know, it's gonna just pop, but it's grinding. And eventually, and the volume right now is like it's slowing down. So eventually, this gonna break. So I mean, energy could be popping, but with every new low, there's low volume to support that. I think eventually, as it hit this upper level, it's gonna crash down. So eventually, as demand gonna come out, that's it. So maybe 101 right now is the target level, and as we hit that, that's it. Wow, look at 2008 here. Energy is already above that level. So that's significant for, you know, energy, right? For recession. And if right here, I'm not sure when was this problem. Yeah, but if it hit 101, that's, I guess, this recession sign too. So that is about the energy. All right, and the next one is semiconductor. I mean, this is moving down. It's so weak it couldn't move up to this level, right? It make a slightly high. It was moving beforehand, and now it's moving back down. So I think it's gonna be breaking, and long way down. We have maybe 185 because this thing is like, I guess I didn't do work on. Oh, I did draw here an uptrend line. So uptrend still hold even if it go down to 155. Okay, so right now, because it's kind of go parabolic with all that money from the stimulus coming in, they just go sharp up. So right now, I mean, the uptrend is still good. Okay, so just so you know. All right, let's go to the earning. We have only a couple. Oracle at this point, I think it already put in the high, and now it just dragging down. It doesn't look good. Look at the pullback, right? It nearly make a lower low compared to the index itself. So is the relative strength is weaker than the other stock. All right, and then right now that's where the support at. So most likely we might see a lower low here, and I'm not sure how the earning is gonna be, but if it does go to low, it might be, I mean, the 200-day moving average here, around 64, and I would say 63 if it does drop, and then I draw this just presuming channel out here, so it could go all the way down to possibly 60. All right, depend how the not right away, but just so 67. I mean, it does move somewhat big too during some earning, depend how the guidance is. But right now, it's more like the downside, but it is kind of excessive already. I think it's hard for you to play, so just watch out if you could set it up or not. All right. Koga here. I mean, I don't think the Koga is going to be able to pass on, the inflation shit to the people right now. People are tight. So I think that the top is in. They put a double top here without any volume. So every time you put a new high and then low volume is a problem. All right, and then we're pull down and make a low, fill the gap here. Everything. At this point, I mean, this bounce here with the market, it is relative strength is kind of strong, but I don't think they're gonna do well on this earning because there's problem. I don't think you could pass all those inflation shit now with the wage inflation too. So right now, I mean, it's the uptrend is still intact, even down to $46 level. All right, so it's on its whole, it's still good. So I don't think it's gonna pop, but well, you never know. But be careful, okay? Just watch out. Not a financial advice, just so you know. All right. So I mean, if it move above 54, that's gonna be a short squeeze, right? So we'll see how good the earning is gonna be, and the upside, right, is 54. Next resistance level around 57. So there's some room to go if they do well, but I don't think they will. But I don't know shit. Right, next one we have JBL. JBL is kind of weird here. It's actually very strong compared to the index and other stock. It did not make a low here. It actually held up and it goes sideways. The daily chart doesn't show anything, but look at it. It did not make, it didn't come down here to make a low, and it just goes sideways. I don't know exactly what does this company do, but right now it looks strong to me. If you want to play the upside, I think there's a potential to play. Look at the upside, right? This is a monthly chart. It broke out. This is 2006 high, right? It came back to before the COVID hit in 2000, and then now it bounced above. It broke to new high and it goes sideways. So I don't know what this company, but it's very strong. So I mean, this might be the exception here. You could play on the upside. I mean, break out above this level, a lot of people have to short, have to cover here. It's about $64. So that's something to look forward to. I mean, that's, to me, this is bullish. All right. And next one we have is Adobe. I think they're going to might do a split here too, but it doesn't look that strong either. So it could be an inverse head and shoulder here, right? Shoulder, head, and then if we move back here, then possibly that another shoulder, right? So we'll see how they're going to be doing, but I don't think they're going to do well either because I mean it's in the tech sector. I mean it's a big tech, and then right now it's right at this short-term uptrend line here. Hopefully it will hold, and also in the long term it's right there. It's a dangerous precarious situation right now. So if it broke under here, man, there is going to be a problem. Just so you know, and the volume here, the breakdown from here, It's quite strong. All right, so just so you know. So this point, be careful. I mean, if you want, I think that might more reward to the downside than upside, but that is only my personal opinion. Please do your own research. And this, I guess, is the last stock ticker, right, for the video, guys. All right, so thank you for watching, and be careful out there. All right, so good luck trading. Bye.